So Hobbs and Shaw just came out in theaters last weekend, and it took me a minute to finally make this video, but we are making it today. So today I'm going to rank the 9 main villains from the Fast and Furious franchise. Let's get into it. What's up, I'm Mr.RapperGeek. I didn't feel like setting up my camera, so I'm recording this on my phone right now. But if you like top 10 videos like this, if you like reaction videos, then this is the first of many. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, check out that playlist right up there or right up there. I'm not sure where it's at just yet. For more videos just like this. So with all of that being said, let's get it going. Now, as I said, this is going to be just the main villains from each 9 movies from the Fast and Furious franchise. But with that being said, I also have to give a couple honorable mentions to Connor Rhodes from The Fate of the Furious. Simply because, yes, he wasn't the main villain, but he's the guy who killed Dom's baby mama. I forgot her name, honestly. And then I also honorable mention has to go to Phoenix Calderon from Fast and Furious. He should have been the main villain, honestly. He was menacing, and he supposedly killed Letty. Obviously, it did not end up being true, but he killed Letty. So honorable mention goes to those two. Now, as I'm ranking these, I ranked them all by forgettable to memorable to the good. All right, I mean, I wouldn't say there's any great, awesome, Dark Knight Joker villains in, the Fast and Furious franchise, but there's still some pretty entertaining villains. So on the forgetful tier, coming in at number 9 is DK Takashi from Tokyo Drift. I have just your typical cool guy with all the girls. That's the most popular, and my uncle is a crime boss, you know what I mean? Typical, young character movie villain. So he is definitely easily the most forgettable for me. Now, coming in at number 8, this one might be a little bit controversial, but I have to go with Owen Shaw. Now, again, I will put him on the memorable tier, but he's like really right in between because he's also kind of forgettable. I can't really think of anything that he did specifically that was really a threat to the team and to the overall cause. So he is right there in between forgettable and kind of memorable because of somebody that's coming later on in this list. Next up at number 7 is going to be Cypher from The Fate of the Furious. Again, nothing that she really did really made her stick out just as an incredible villain, or a good villain, but she did affect some things that turned out to be really bad, of course. So that's why I put her on the memorable tier. But again, she didn't really do anything herself that I think would make her a great villain. Again, mentioning Connor Rhodes, she was the one who ordered Connor Rhodes to, do what he did, So to me, she's just barely memorable. Coming in at number 6 is Johnny Tran from the original The Fast and the Furious, the movie with the "thes" in it. Again, another, didn't really do a whole lot. He was just kind of, the antagonistic rival to Dom and his crew. And, at the end, he really was just getting payback for somebody doing him wrong, really, which wasn't good, obviously, but he is definitely memorable for that reason. And coming in at the top of the memorable tier for me is going to be Arturo Braga from Fast and Furious. To me, he was probably the most memorable out of the last 4 villains that we just mentioned because of the twist. Him coming off as just the cool, calm henchman, but really being the guy behind everything. So to me, that makes him the most memorable. Now, as far as like what he did and how bad he was, you know, and how much of a problem he was for the team, to me didn't really, it wasn't as crucial as some of the other villains that are coming up next on this list. So for me, he is at the top of the memorable tier, but just kind of short of that good tier. Okay, kicking off the good tier, coming in at number 4 is going to be Hernan Reyes from Fast 5. To me, this was the best Fast movie in the series, and you know, there's a lot of different pieces that goes into that being the best one in the series. Not necessarily because the villain was just, you know, again, you know, Joker and the Dark Knight levels, but at the same time, he was a good antagonistic, you know, threat to our, you know, team or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, to me, the things that he did definitely put together some of the best pieces of the movie. So for that reason, I would put him, you know, just at the start of that good tier. Coming in at number 3, another good villain for me was Carter Verone from Too Fast, Too Furious. Simply because, to me, this actor, everything he plays in, from even Tyler Perry is A Family That Prays. Every role that he plays, he's just an asshole, and he plays that part so well. I honestly wonder if he's actually an asshole in real life, because you can't tell me he's not playing himself, especially, you know, just his look and mannerism. You know what I mean? Like, he just seems like a serious asshole, and add in the element of, you know, the city of Miami, right? And the various dealings in that city. To me, it just fit perfect. You know what I mean? Rich guy got rich by, you know, less than desirable means. You know what I mean? In one of the most beautiful cities in the world. To me, that fit so well. It almost felt like a Vice City villain. Now that I think about it. Our runner-up is a weird one because he's actually the star of the latest movie in the franchise now. Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw. The weirdest villain probably I've ever seen. And I don't even know how to describe it more. You know what I mean? Like, he was an incredible, you know, villain, you know, to me in Furious 7. He was pretty unstoppable. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can really beat Jason Statham in a fight. You know what I mean? And so, well, they found a way. We're getting to that pretty soon. But you know, plus the swagger that Jason Statham brings to the role of Deckard Shaw. I mean, it's undeniably good. You know what I mean? I think what knocks him off of maybe the top, you know, I think he's a pretty far second for me. But what knocks him from the very, very top is the fact that everybody just completely forgot that he killed, you know, one of the favorite characters, like, in the series. You know what I mean? So that knocks him back a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Coming in for number 1 for me is going to be Brixton Lore, played by Idris Elba again. You know, you can't deny a villain with swag, right? And to me, that's what Brixton Lore was. That's what Deckard Shaw was. But I honestly think Brixton Lore was a little better than Deckard Shaw. for a few reasons. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, the whole dynamic between him and Shaw, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? To me, it makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I didn't even remember that whole backstory of Shaw being, you know, was it ex MI6, I believe. But anyway, but yeah, all of that just makes, again, it still doesn't clear Shaw for killing Han. It still does not do that. But like I said, it makes sense, you know what I mean? And it helps. To me, it helps Brixton Lore take the top of this particular list, you know what I mean? So, again, to me, Brixton Lore is the #1 villain in the Fast and Furious franchise. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know what your ranking is of the Fast and Furious villains. And if you want more videos like this, just let me know. No, but please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I will be posting a lot more. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.